do this without blinding myself. It's such a weird thing because the lighting for the Instagram is like, ah, and the lighting for Facebook is so dark. It's so dark. Let me try and turn on one more light. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so hello. This is Monday. We're in the waxing of the moon. The full moon is Friday. This is 11/11, which is an important day. And if you are in the United States, this is also Veterans Day. So, and then in the United Kingdom, it was Remembrance Day yesterday. So there's a lot that is, going on with our, emotions right now. And not to mention the American election last week. So I know we don't do a lot of politics here, and I stand by that because this is a safe space for everyone. But regardless of which side that you were on of the American election, or even if you live in this country, people had some very strong feelings and some very strong emotions. And so I just want to take a minute and just see how we're doing. How is everybody doing? There's a lot that is going on. Hello, everyone. Hello. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of energy. And we know that energy is coming up to the full moon time, which will be Friday. And so I just want to check in and just see how you're doing. And so it's okay. However you're doing is totally fine. If you are feeling good, then yay. If you're feeling like a little nervous and scared, that's okay too. Like I said, there's a lot of energy that's going along with this election result. And there's a lot of energy that comes, where we are today. But it's no accident. Like, if you know me, I don't believe in coincidence or anything like that. That we are together on a Monday that happens to be 11/11. Okay, Veterans Day is always Monday. In this country, it's not always 11/11. And so here we are on 11/11, and we know that 11 and 11, we take numerology, and so 11 is 2 and 11 is 2, right? And so these are the pair numbers. These are the angel numbers, the twin numbers, right? Twin flame, twin soulmates, and then we put 2 and 2 together and we have 4. And you hear me, I love 4, right? The four legs of the table, 4 legs of the chair. Danielle, I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure it was a huge thing in Australia, Belinda, and really we've been talking to some friends who live in Australia about, maybe relocating, because I don't know what's going to happen. I was very proud of my son, my older one, who said immediately, like, we need to leave. And then a couple of days, people calmed down a little bit, and we start to think about, it is very hard to get your head around. I just do not understand. And it's very sad to think that this is what the people of this country have chosen. But we're seeing this in other countries where, this is what's happening, and it's a hard thing for a lot of us to get our head around, for sure. But I was super happy with my son. Hi Melissa. I was super happy with my son when he said, I think we need to stay in America because we have the ability to help people who wouldn't have the ability to leave. And so I thought that was really, that was very interesting. So we take it one day at a time. With anything, we take it one day at a time. Now, again, you all know me. You know I don't believe in coincidence. And so this was the podcast on my run this morning. Was talking about joyously just. And as soon as I get my head around this, I'm going to post about her, the woman, Khalid. I can't think of her name right now, but she has a newish book out. It's been out a couple of months about how to be joyously just, and she calls it the JJ. And I just absolutely thought it was amazing listening to her, this interview with her, because she what she was talking about was, in all things, we might be struggling, but we're struggling with purpose, and we're struggling with hope. And sometimes, and I loved when she said this because I really felt it hit, was, and this interview was actually recorded back in August. So this has nothing even to do with the election. But she talked about sometimes it's hard to get our head around hope. And so we are trying to be joyous in hope, in the hope of hope. And I thought that was really, I think some of what I was feeling this past week was, I am determined, and I am determined to continue to struggle, determined to continue to work and to go forward. And I am determined. Hang on, I want to look. I took a note of it. I wrote it down. Let me get it. Hang on a second. Okay. Joyfully Just is the name of the book, and she's talking about suffering with resolve. And so we might be frustrated and things, and suffering with hope, and that sometimes we're suffering with the hope of hope because we want to have the hope of hope, right? And that that it is that it's okay for us to be struggling, and it's okay for us to be discouraged and frustrated, but that's part of being joyously just. That even when we're struggling, we're seeking joy. We're seeking the places where we can be joyful, where we can share joy with others, and that we can continue to work towards the hope of hope. And that really helped me a lot. The other thing that she said that really, sometimes as a medium and as a seer, as somebody who understands somewhat the soul journey and development, all of us who are here on the planet right now in this time, we chose to be here on the planet in this time. We coordinated with those who came before us, meaning we coordinated with the souls of our grandparents, that they said, okay, we're going to go and incarnate on Earth and have a life that creates the space for the souls who are going to be your parents to come and incarnate, so that they are creating the life and the space that you are asking for, so that you can come and incarnate to the parents, your parents, so that you can be here on the planet during during this time. So for those of us who, I know there are many who are feeling like it's time to leave the planet, and this, of course, is heartbreaking and frightening and very heavy. And the thing that I try to come back to is, we signed up for this, and it doesn't always go as planned, but we signed up for this period of time where we knew there was going to be challenge on the planet, and that we were going to come here and stand and be joyfully just, and to continue to not give up, and to continue to have faith and hope. Now, many of you know that I'm Jewish. I don't hide that in any way. And I look at the news and I see what is going on around the world, and my heart wants to just fall out of my chest. And so on Wednesday or Thursday of last week, after a soccer match in Amsterdam, Hamas supporters, violent supporters of terrorists, planned and coordinated an attack on the Jewish people, the Israeli people who were leaving the stadium. This was a planned and coordinated attack. And the next day, there were people in the streets of Amsterdam, cheering for this attack. And when you see these things, and Saturday was the 86th anniversary of Kristallnacht, which was the start of the Holocaust in Germany, of a massive escalation in the attack on Jewish people in Germany. And in Sweden, there were attacks on Jewish people on Saturday. And so to see this, of these people, this crowd, a crowd of people in Amsterdam cheering the violent attackers, was just gut-wrenching. There's just not even a word that's enough. However, in being joyfully just and in hoping for hope, the very next day, hundreds and thousands of people in Amsterdam took to the streets and had a demonstration in Amsterdam and sang in Dutch, which is not surprising. What I feel like is one of the most beautiful songs in Hebrew. It's called Yerushalayim Shel Zahav. It is Jerusalem of gold, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous song in any language. And to hear it sung by thousands of people in Dutch was just so mesmerizing. I must have watched the video 5 times in a row. My husband's like, "What are you watching?" Because he recognized the music but not the language. And it was just, that for me was the embodiment of hoping for hope. And you can see there are so many more, and I have been saying this for years. The people who want to go backwards, who want to have xenophobia and homophobia and racial phobia and all of the other phobias, are a very loud minority. And even though the American election would suggest a majority, it's not true. Most of these people were single issue voters who glommed onto that ticket for one reason or another reason. And all of the reasons were based on fear. Whereas all the other people who voted were voting from a place of hope. And when we look at the exit polls, and when you look at what goes on around the world, people say, well, yeah, I liked her message, but I think he's going to do better on my one issue. And so you have this discrepancy, but people really do want to hold on to hope. And so when we see these things in Amsterdam of so many more people coming out, it is that place where we can hold on to the hope of hope. However, whatever is going on the planet right now, and there is a lot going on the planet right now, it is imperative for us to understand that we coordinated with those who came before us so that we would incarnate here on the planet now in order to be part of this monumental shift in humanity. A monumental shift in humanity. Now, I have talked for a long time, a lot of years, about humanity's evolution through the chakra system. How when we were, learning to, live in caves, and we had the base chakra where we had food and shelter, and then we had the sacral chakra where we learned about, I can't even think of all the things right now, but there is a theory that I have kind of, I did not create it, but I have no idea where it came from, but I really have it, really lived in it for a long time, believing that humanity was evolving through the chakras. And you can see this through the Industrial Revolution and the Great Depression, and into the World Wars, and into the solar plexus of who we want to be and how we want to show up in the world. And coming into this time of the heart chakra, which was the 60s and 70s of the love generation, and then we came into the 80s and the 90s, and into even now, because it's not a decade. The humanity's evolution through the chakras, some are generational, some are 2 decades, 3 decades, could be 50 years. But where we are right now is very much the throat chakra. And we've seen this now since about 2015, 2016. We've seen it with the first Trump campaign. We've seen it with the Me Too movement. We've seen it with the people marching for different causes, Black Lives Matter. And we've seen it now with all of the wars that are going on around the planet. This is the time of the voice, the throat chakra. In whatever people believe, people are screaming it loud and begging to be heard. But what happens next is the ear chakras and into the third eye. Because what we know is while there is this shaking and rumbling of people angling to go back to a time where they felt safe, which is really what this, so-called red wave, right-wing wave across the planet, is when people felt safe. But what happens is, at the same time, safe in their, closed spaces, at the same time, all these other people are waking up and saying, no, there's more to humanity. There's more to the planet. There's more to us. I came here for more than this. We came here for more than this. Our connection is more than this. And so while we are in this time of the throat chakra, we are also in the getting ready for this massive monumental shift, which is what has been causing this cosmic shaking for the last 10 years or so, where people have been magnetized, mesmerized by the Trump message of fear-based reality, because they can feel the shaking of what we are creating, which is the waking up. And so we've had this shift back to the right as people are afraid of what is coming, and we know what is coming. The light wave is coming. It's not red or blue or anything. It is a light wave that is coming. So we are in the time of the throat chakra. And so as you are going forward from this time, and as we move through this week, this week towards the full moon, which will allow us to release. So if you have the opportunity to do a full moon ritual, or join a drum circle, or maybe just hit a pillow or scream into a pillow or something, this Friday, the full moon is going to be an important time of release for all of us. And at the same time, this is the time for us to stay in the place of joyously just and being determinedly hopeful that we may be suffering with hope. We are struggling with hope. We are struggling with the hope of hope. But when we stay together, we are stronger. And so whatever it is that you need to do for you, for your self-care and for your sanity and your safety, please make sure that you are doing that. If you need to reach out to somebody, I see so many people are posting the numbers for hotlines and safe spaces and all of these things. If there are things that if you need to talk, please send me a message. If you need to have a hotline, definitely look online. There are so many people are posting things. But know that however you are feeling, positive, negative, up, down, left, right, whatever, there is no wrong in how you are feeling. There is only the truth of you. And you are the truth of you because that is who you came here to be. And so whatever may happen in the coming weeks, we are all okay. And when we stay together and we continue to vibrate from the place of love and hope, we will be okay. And so that's where I'm going to leave that for us for today. I've been thinking all day long of what is it you would have me share today? What is it you would have me share? And when I went on my run this morning, this was the podcast that was queued up of this Joyously Just book. So there will be more from I just learned about the book this morning, so I got to finish the book I'm in right now, which is almost done, and that will be the very next book, and we will be talking about this because I feel like the message of this book is going to be important for us over the next period of time. So hang in there, and I will post the information about the book name and the author and stuff so that you'll be able to come back here and find it. Now, so just a couple of quick announcements, okay? So the You all have heard me talking about the Building Your Business class. If you are a light worker, a reader, a massage therapist, a Reiki master, or whatever that you are doing that is in the world of light or not in the world of light, it could be, Mary Kay or whatever, whatever your business is, if you would like some help in building your business and understanding the ins and outs of how to build the strong foundation of a business, that class is a 3-session class that I'm going to be teaching starting tomorrow night through the Journey Within. I have posted the link. If you look at the highlighted things here on the Facebook page, and it's on the Instagram page as well. It starts tomorrow night. It is at 7 o'clock. It's 2 hours. 3 Tuesdays in a row. You get 6 hours of me. But we're going to be talking from A to Z about how do you build your business from the ground up. So if you've been thinking like, well, gee, I really am like a great Reiki person and I'd love to like get out there and build my business, but I have no idea where to start, this is the class for you. So if you go to thejourneywithin.org, you can look under classes, and we should be first up because we are tomorrow, and I'm very excited to be teaching again for the Journey Within. Also want to make sure that you know that I am doing an online mediumship event. It is a ticketed event. It is a mediumship event. It's going to be by a Zoom. It's going to be on November 21st. That is also posted on both of the places here. That's going to be November 21st. It is Venmo me your $25 and we'll send you a Zoom link. And want to make sure that everybody knows that they all are welcome to participate in that. So that is going to be on Zoom 7 o'clock on the 21st of November. So I think those are the announcements. So I'm going to grab a sip of water and we're going to jump in with our cards. So hello, Laura Lou, Lola. One of my favorite names. You all make my heart so happy when you show up and choose to spend some time with me, and it just makes I'm just so very, very honored, and I love getting to know you and about you, and then I love to say when I see, ooh, okay, I don't know what just happened. Hold on a second, please stand by. Please stand by. I don't know what happened. My Instagram just ended the video, so please stand by. Let's get them back in there. I don't know what happened. Okay. Okay, I don't know what happened, Instagram. I'm so sorry. Oh, hang on a second. I think this might be an Instagram problem. Hold on a second. It says, yeah, I think Instagram might be having some kind of a hiccup. All right, hold please. Let me go ahead and close that and try and reopen it. No, all right, Instagram is having some kind of a hiccup, so we're going to just give them a couple seconds and see if we can come back to them in a minute. So, don't know what happened. But I love to meet all these wonderful names and hear from about where you're from and all of these wonderful things. So, but I will say that Laura Lou Lola is one of my favorite names to say. So, I think you have a fabulous name. So, all right. Well, we're going to do our animal spirit card, and we'll see if we can get Instagram back going again. I'm not sure what is going on with Instagram, but nope, they're still having hiccups. So, all right, so this animal that we have got for today, I love this. I love that the cards are literally like these little eavesdroppers, and it just makes me so happy. So this is the meerkat, and the meerkat says, get support from I thought it said from a frustrated group. It says, get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. I mean, you really can't make these things up. It says, get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. I mean, really, is that what we're talking about, or what? Get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. And so this is really what we're talking about. It's so important for us to stay connected to each other and to stay plugged in to those things that will bring you joy and that will continue to support you in having the hope of hope. I've been getting all kinds of YouTube things that say, here's a video of this and here's a video of that, and I just say, nope, I'm not ready to listen to that video. I'm not ready to hear that information, and it's really important that we are knowing that about ourselves. If we're not ready to receive a piece of information, don't click on it, because you don't need to put all that in your brain and into your heart. I know that if right now there's so many videos of Where did Democrats go wrong? What did Republicans do right? What do women think? What do men think? And I'm like, you know what? That's just noise. And we don't need that. That is just noise. And we don't need to fill our, regardless of what country you live in. At this point, who cares what we're right or what we're wrong or who anybody thinks, because this is where we are. So, going on those rabbit holes does not serve us. Okay, so be protective of your vibe. Be protective of your energy. Be protective of what you are allowing to be into your space, right? If this is the time of the throat chakra, it is really important that we're understanding that this is a time for us to speak our words. It's also a time that we are aware we're not swallowing our words. So we don't want to have to swallow something. Let's not put ourselves in situations where we're going to need to go, Okay. So, and that, that takes practice. All right. So we're going to pull a couple cards for the collective. What else do we need to know for going forward and to help us get through this week? And this is upside down, and that's very interesting. This card is 45, and this is time to go, but it comes in upside down. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you upside down. This is time to go. 4 and 5 is 9, which tells us it's the end of a journey. It's the end of a chapter. Okay. With time to go, we can see, when we turn it right side up, we can see that she's going down the road. We can see there's a doorway, a portal that's off in the distance for her as well. But when this card is upside down, it's really important for us to let go. Okay, when it says it's time to go, then we go. But when it's upside down, it's important that we let go. And I feel like this is really like what I literally just said was, let's not put stuff in that we don't need to have inside of us, right? So let's let go. We've had the results. We've had the election. We've had, Ukraine and Russia are still fighting. There's unrest everywhere right now. But we can choose to hold on to that and say, this is so wrong. Or we can say, let go. Humanity is evolving. Whatever it is that's happening, do I have the power to fix it myself? No, I do not. I have the power to continue to send light out into my circle and to help to bless and benefit and connect with those who choose to connect with me. That is what we can all do. And so when comes time to the end of the chapter, it's, close the book and move on. So we're not going to spend time looking at what went right, what went wrong. Doesn't matter. That's not where we are. This is where we are. And we're going to go forward. We're going to let go of the past and we're going to move forward with the hope of hope. Okay, now what else do we need to know about what's going on for this week? Okay, now what's going on in the big wide world of the next, 3 months? What is going on that we need to know for this next week? And this comes in first off, face up and heads up. This is all that glitters. All that glitters. Now this is 16, and 16 is 1 and 6 is 7, and so this is 16. And so with this, we want to remember, again, it's a higher number. So 7, 8, 9 coming to the end of the journey. But with all that glitters, what we're talking about is making sure we are not being caught by something sparkly. Okay? Just because it's sparkly doesn't mean it's, and now I know there's a Taylor Swift kind of an argument to be made, but it's so shiny. Okay, yeah, I get it. I like all that too. But we want to look a little deeper. And it's really, really important right now that we are looking a little deeper. And this is going to be important as we go forward. Hold, please. This is going to be really important as we go forward because there's going to be so much yelling and screaming and rhetoric and gnashing of teeth in all corners of the world where they're trying to figure out wars and they're trying to figure out tariffs and they're trying to figure out, all of these things. And it's really important that we are taking the time to look below the flash and the headlines. I can't tell you how many times I look on a thing. They get me on these clickbait things on my phone if I'm just, sitting for a minute and I'm just like scrolling, because we all do that. And it'll say, you won't believe what happened. And I'm like, what happened? Or, so-and-so, talks about, there's been a lot right now about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle about going their separate ways. And I'm like, but when you click on the article, they're not going their separate ways. They're just like, he's working on his projects and she's working on her projects. They're not getting divorced, and but they make it sound like it's a divorce, right? And so we have to look a little bit deeper. And they get me all the time, because I live in Orlando. They get me all the time with the Disney thing. Crisis at Disney! And I'm like, Okay, well, they just like ran out, like they reached capacity and they closed the park. I mean, was so we want to make sure that we are not being activated by the headlines because we can see this coming, right? We've been here before. There's going to be a lot of headlines. So we want to make sure that we are not getting caught up in the flash. We want to make sure we are looking for the substance. And that's what All That Glitters is about. Okay, it is really about where's the meat of it? Where is the important part of the story? And it is usually not the headline. Okay, it used to be when I was a kid, you could get the whole story basically from the headline of what happened. Now, forget it. So now we've got to really make sure that we are doing our due diligence, that we are the ones who are saying, let me dig a little deeper. Let me look underneath the surface and really see what is going on here. Okay, all right, so we have that. And now the third card is like, what is the last piece that we need to know about this week for us to stay on track this week? And this is Orphaned, and this is card number 5. And so 5 tells us we're in the middle of the journey. We're at the crossroads. We're in the middle of the journey. Now this card is very gray. It's very depressing looking, and it imagines at first glance that we have been abandoned, that we have been forsaken, and there's a lot of people in this country who will, who are Kamala supporters who are feeling like that right now, and very, very justified. But this card, when you look a little deeper, this card is really so much about finding our inner strength, finding our piece of being ourselves, finding the piece of being our truest self, finding the piece of allowing things to be dismantled in order for them to be rebuilt. And we've talked about this a lot, and I teach about this a lot, that sometimes when it feels like things are coming apart, and you've probably heard this as a saying, and when it feels like things are coming apart, they're really being dismantled so that they can be put back together in a better way. Okay, I raised 2 boys, they're in their 20s now, and we had a lot of Transformers and Legos in my house. We still do. So we had a lot of times where things would get taken apart, or the Transformers would shift around, and they were ready to fight, and then the Legos would get rebuilt, pull apart, rebuild something else, and we get these Lego sets that could be 3 different things. Sometimes we have to take things apart in order to put them back together better. And so this is where we are, because we're going to see what is going on with this next administration and what happens on the global side. It's not just what's going to happen here in our country, in this country, it's what's going to be in the global community. Yeah, I feel like that, Belinda. So you're right on the money. Your feelings, again, validated, justified. These are your feelings, so they're of course validated, but you're not alone in your feelings because the cards we know are talking to all of us. So being in the orphan card is not that we have been forsaken, but this is this time of inner strength. This is a time for us to really look inside and say what's important to us, so we're not getting caught up in the flashy things, and that we are really letting go of the things that are not serving us and that are not important, because there's going to be a lot of headlines that are going to make us go, and when we look underneath of it, it's not important. And so it's really important. There's a lot of people with burnout, right, over the last 10 years, 8 years, but from everywhere, right? People have had with COVID and all kinds of stuff, we have this emotional burnout. So it becomes up to us to kind of grow up a little bit and say, I am going to be responsible for my energy and my emotions, and I'm going to be very, very responsible for what I let in. What am I looking at? Is this worth me putting some energy into it, or is it just flash and no substance? But as we're looking at the orphan card, we are reminded that this is a time for us to really find our substance. Who do we want to be? How do we want to show up in the world? How do we want to end the 2024 year? How do we want to start and launch ourselves into the 2025 year? Who do we want to be? And how do we want to show up in this new world as we are struggling with hope, and we are hoping with hope, and and I say struggling, I don't mean like I'm having a hard time dealing with hope. I say I'm struggling to find it, and I'm struggling with the struggle of finding hope, so that we are continuing to look and seek hope as we go forward. Okay, so we're going to do some card readings because I think it's important today. I know I didn't last week. I think I wasn't feeling well last week. So I definitely want to do some card readings today. I can't get the Instagram to work, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. It just keeps saying, oh, there we are. Instagram is back. Okay, hang on, everybody. Hang on, everybody. Okay, so Instagram, I don't know what happened, but I'm so sorry that it just pooped out and then it wouldn't come back. So let me just say very, very quickly for Instagram that we have the 3 cards we pulled for the group collective, and I'm going to put the video on YouTube. I always put the video on YouTube, so if you missed it on Instagram, to definitely be able to check the whole thing on YouTube. But the first one was Time to Go, was upside down, and that's a 45 card, so that's 9. And this was a card about letting go of things that no longer serve us and stop trying to hold on to the past. And knowing that where we are in the current situation is like, okay, the election happened, whatever it was happened, we're done. We're not looking at all the dissecting. We're going forward. Other people can do the dissecting. That's their job. That's not our job. The second card was All That Glitters, and this reminds us not to get caught up in the things that are all flash, no substance. And then the third card, and this is just a very quick recap for the Instagram folks, and the third card is the Orphan card. And we look at the Orphan card and we think that, oh, we've been abandoned, and it's not. The Orphan card is about finding our inner strength and finding our reliance and finding those people that we can connect with. This is about feeling the peace of being alone, the peace within ourselves, and then being able to resonate that out to others. We are not abandoned. We are not orphaned. We are just now having to reposition ourselves and reassess what's going on in the world around us and how we choose to show up in that space. So, okay, individual cards. And on Instagram, I'm so sorry because I just don't know what happened. It just said your video's ended, and I posted it, and then it just wouldn't, it kept saying, sorry, Instagram's having a problem. And so now I'm so glad you're back. We're going to do individual card readings, but I will post the whole video up on the YouTube channel. If you're not following me on my YouTube channel, you can absolutely do that. To just go to YouTube and put in my name, and it will pop right up. All right, so Kimmy was first. Belinda, Kimmy, and then Ellen Jane, and then Brenda. So we've got Belinda was first with having a card. So Belinda, this is a change in the wind, but it is upside down. This is card number 12. So 1 and 2 is 3. So this is a new journey for you. This is a change in the wind. I'm going to turn it right set up so you can see it. But you can see that this is the zebra and he's going forward. But you can also see he's got a lot, the stripes on his front are a lot closer together. And the stripes on the back are wider and spread apart. And this is a change in the wind. Okay, this card reminds us that that everything is okay, that things are going the way that they are meant to go, that we are on our path, and that shit happens. Okay, when we have a change in the wind, especially with the 3, this is a new journey, and I got to look at what direction am I going in, and is this the right direction for me? And to be able to say, well, before I get too far down this road, like, let me take a second and take stock and figure out if this is the right direction for me to go in. And so, Belinda, it feels like this is, the crossroads for you, and debate, and it is okay to say, this is not working for me. I'm going to stop and do something else. That is okay. I think sometimes we feel like if we're going in one direction, we have to complete it. It's like you have to finish the book. Now, the book I'm reading right now, I'm finished because it's a good book. But all about this other medium and her journey, and I can talk to you about it later. But we have this idea that we have to finish the current thing before we're allowing ourselves to do the next thing. And this is ridiculous. Would you continue to go all the way down if the GPS was programmed into the wrong address? Would you continue to go, or would you at some point look at it and go, I think the GPS is going in the wrong direction? Now, I'll tell you, this happened to me one time. My husband and my one son were at one soccer field, and my younger son had a game at a different soccer field, and so we had split, and we went to the game, and then we went to catch up with my older son, and the GPS, I swear, had the right address, but it took us to a football stadium where I knew it wasn't the right thing, and I kept looking and going, this is wrong, I know this is wrong. So literally we pulled over and we put the address back in, and then my husband said, he said, no, that's the wrong address. We were like off by a digit or something. I'm like, having the right address is really important. Okay, so it is okay to stop and say, I need to reevaluate this situation before I continue going down what I feel is the wrong road. So spot on for Belinda. Fantastic. Cards don't lie. All right. So after Belinda was Kimmy. So Kimmy, the card for Kimmy is No peace like home. I love this card. No peace like home. It's right side up. This is card 50. You are on the right way. So total opposite of Belinda's card, which is not to say Belinda's not like that. She's not doing anything wrong. But Kimmy, this is a card that's like you are absolutely on the right path. You are grounding yourself in the right space. You are allowing yourself to put roots down, that you are being yourself and you are giving yourself permission to be yourself, Kimmy. So you are on the right track of your journey. And the fact that you're a 5 says that you're getting to like that top of the hill before you're going to be able to see out the rest of, we climb up to 5 and then 6 through 10 we go down. And so we're climbing up to the top of that hill, Kimmy, and we get a really good view of what's going on around us. We can really see what kind of adjustments might need to be made. But they're talking about you are prioritizing being yourself, Kimmy, and really being living in your authentic truth. And that gives a round of applause from all of us. Okay, because that's where we all want to be. So way to go, Kimmy. Kimmy says, thank you so much. I needed to hear this. It is absolutely my pleasure. So lots of exclamation points, lots of applause, and I'm sure maybe a little bit of envy from some of the other people, and that is okay too. So we are all striving to live into our authenticity. So I'm so happy to give you that confirmation, Kimmy. All right, so after Kimmy, we have Ellen. Ellen is overwhelmed at home. So again, this is going to be totally different conversation, right? I love when the cards are all kind of different. Sometimes we get some themes. So Ellen, this card for you is the building blocks. This is the building blocks. And this is card 28. So 2 and 8 is 10, right? So that is actually like coming back into 1, so that you're starting this new journey, okay? So Ellen, you are putting down the roots, you're putting down a foundation, everything that seems like it's really hard. And remember, we talked about sometimes things have to fall apart before we can put them back together in a better way. So this is really what's going on for you with this. This is, we're splitting off of things to get more organized. We are finding our solid, we're building that solid base for ourselves, and that we're not separated, we're not falling apart, we're building. But if you look at the building blocks, look at all of those pieces. We're building, we're creating something more, we're creating something better, something bigger. So Ellen, you are at the start of something new and you are building a strong foundation. Now, this foundation is also going to come to you from all of the past experiences that you've had. Those are the building blocks. Okay, so all of those past experiences that you have are going to help you to build a stronger foundation. So keep the faith. I know you're feeling overwhelmed. I would tell you take a walk. I would tell you get out in nature. You know, you've followed me long enough. You know the conscious breath, right? Tongue on the roof of the mouth, breathing in through the nose, holding it, filling up as much as we can and holding it, and then allowing the breath to fall out, pulling the belly back to the spine. And when you do that 3 times, that was very fast, do it very slow, okay? You will feel more able to think clear. You will feel more relaxed. You will feel less overwhelmed. Sometimes we just need to take a walk. I struggle with overwhelm myself. So I go outside, I take a walk, I take the dogs, or I take just a walk, even just a 10-minute walk really can help. So we can come back in and go, okay, what is the next, this one, what is the next best thing that I need to do right now to help move me forward to the goal? Okay, what is the next best thing? Okay, so Kimmy, Ellen, you can do this. It is really the foundation of some new setup, a new adventure, a new opportunity. And all of this is positive. This is a very, very positive card. Okay, so I want you to remember when it feels like, that all of this is happening for you in a positive way. This is very good, solid, strong building blocks. I know that you've been with me for a long time, and so I know that there's a lot of things that you have had these experiences that are helping you to be strong and to be coming into that authentic self where you're going to be able to really be grounded at home. But when you're feeling overwhelmed, walk away. Just walk away. Take some breaths. Walk outside. I know we're coming into winter, so it might not be so great outside, but we can all go outside for just a couple of minutes and just breathe it in, okay? Take good care of you. You are okay. All right. So, all right, we've got Laura, Lou, and Melissa. We're going to jump over to Brenda on words. We're going to jump over to Brenda on Instagram, and then we're going to come back to, where am I? Laura Lou and Melissa. All right, so Brenda, this is Never Ending Story. This is 37, 37, 37. Never Ending Story, 37. So 3 and 7 is 10. So you also are coming to the end of a journey, but you are coming to launch a new journey. And what Never Ending Story tells us is that we're doing the same things over and over again. Because you see this little fairy, she seems quite exasperated. You can see this, you are so welcome. You can see this, she seems very, very exasperated, like, oh gosh. And so Brenda, this is asking you to take another look at, one, not being so hard on yourself. Two, what are you missing? Okay, so this is things that are coming around again that the universe is trying to show you, because it feels like you're learning the same lesson over and over again, but you're not quite getting it. But it also can set you up into a victim cycle. Like, I'm stuck, I can never do this, I'm never going to get this, I'm never going to get this. And so the card is asking you to lighten up on yourself and not be so hard on yourself, and that is asking you to get a little bit grounded and centered, more grounded and centered, to be able to say, what is it the universe is just trying to show me that I'm missing here? Because it feels like they're trying to show you the same lesson over and over again. And so this is a card of this exasperation. It's like, what am I missing here? What else do I need to be able to see to move myself forward? Okay. And so for you too, take some deep breaths, maybe go for a walk, be able to say, okay, what is it I am missing here? I need to be able to see, I don't know, something is just not going. What am I missing here to be able to give myself a break? I'm not going to beat up on myself, and to be able to see this from a different perspective, okay? Different perspective. So zoom it out a little bit, try and see things from a different perspective, try and give yourself a break. Okay, we're going to come back over here, Laura Lou, and then Melissa, and Laura Lou. Laura Lou, this is Treasure Island. This card is number 9. I love this card. It's Treasure Island. See the turtle, he's swimming, and you are so welcome, my friend Brenda. And what he's going on with this is Treasure Island, if you can see him, he's swimming in calm seas. It's a sunny day, and Laura Lou, he's got everything he needs is with him on the back, going through. And so Laura Lou, this is a reminder that you have everything that you need. You are stronger than you think. You have people around you who are supporting you. You are going in the right direction. You have all the pieces. Trust it, believe in it. You can swim, calm seas, and that you are going in the right direction. Okay, so this is a confirmation card that says you got this, because look at all the little hearts and little heart butterflies that are coming out from the little house that he's got, that he's carrying with him. Okay, so, and it's all gold, right? See, it's all shiny and gold, and all the lights. Like, this is a beautiful confirmation card that you are okay. You're not missing anything. You're not stuck. You have everything that you need is already inside of you and with you and around you, that you are able to go forward in the direction that you choose, because you have all of it with you. You are the Treasure Island. You are the one who has all of this already with you. Okay, so your job is to swim with the current, stay in the flow, and say, yeah, I got this. I can do this. I got this. Okay, that's the job. Okay, all right. Where are we? Melissa. Ellen Jane, you are welcome. Melissa, my new friend Melissa. I'm so loving getting to know you and your handsome fella. So, all right. Melissa, this is the Fates. The card is the Fates. And this card is 17, so 8. Aw, thank you. So this is 8. So you are coming. Oh my gosh, okay, so now, full disclosure, I just sat with Melissa the other day. So this is related to what we spoke about, okay? This card is card number 8, okay? And one of the things that I said to you in that session was that there was no reason for you to wait on, we don't want to ever disclose personal details, but there was no reason for you to wait. And we kept saying, I don't know why, the spirits are saying, why are you, oh look, Yusufug, you're a spammer, and we don't have any tolerance for spammers. So you're banned. Goodbye. Bye. Banned. Okay, so this thing that you didn't know why you were waiting for it, the spirits are telling you, we don't know why you're waiting for it. This is 8. And 8 is coming to the end of the journey. So we're coming into 8, 9, 10. And I think that that's so significant because 8, and then we are in like the 9 and 10 would be like November, December, even though that's not those aren't the numbers of the months, but you're laughing. You understand exactly what I'm saying. So this is a very confirmation card for what we just talked about the other day. So I have boxes. You just let me know when you're ready. So, okay. Confirmation card for Melissa. Laura Lou, thank you so much. I really needed to hear that guidance. You are so welcome, Laura Lou. All right, we're going to do one more card for the collective just to close it all out. I want to remind you that the Building Your Business class starts with Journey Within Church online in tomorrow evening. So if you're interested in that class, just go to journeywithin.org. All the information is at the top of the page here. And then we also have the Zoom mediumship event is going to be on the 21st. The tickets are $25. Venmo me $25. We will send you a Zoom link. Melissa, yeah, that is outstanding. You are so welcome. The cards do not lie. So I look forward to hearing more about how that goes forward. So this is the card for everybody to wrap it up. This is upside down. This is Deep Knowing. This is card 43. So 4 and 3 is 7. We've seen a lot of numbers today that were all like 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. So a lot of numbers in the higher end, things that are coming to ends, chapters that are ending, things that are finishing and coming to completions. But this Deep Knowing card is upside down. And so when it comes in upside down, we are reminded that we have all of this stuff inside of us, that we know who we are. We know that we are that what we want, but it's allowing things to unfold, right? When we have this card upside down, look, here is the planet, the wisdom of the owl, the wisdom of the moon, and when everything is in place, see how they're in alignment, everything is in place. But when we have this card upside down, it's because we're trying to push things to happen. We're trying to push things to happen. And so we have the knowing that things are happening is the way that they're supposed to happen. We just let it happen. We allow things to unfold. We don't have to shove and keep rolling the ball up the hill. Allow these things to continue to unfold, and then we will be able to go forward. I love that as the sun is going down a little bit, the light is coming better. I'm not so dark on Facebook, so yay. All right, so the deep knowing. Don't push, allow, know that we are all okay. We are a community of light. You will always have this community of light. We will always have each other to lean on. If you are not okay, please say something, okay? And always, always remember how very much you are loved. Thanks for being with me. We'll see you next week. Mwah.